I'm Kenny Kaiser. I'm the front of house engineer for the Killers. I'm also known as the guy you yell at when you can't hear a guitar solo.
I'm Marty. I do monitors for Brandon, all these thousands of speakers around here, and I take care of the TV mix and stuff like that.
Start of the rehearsals, we were using a ribbon mic inside the kick drum. So the idea with the ribbon mic was inside the center of the kick drum, you don't get any of the resonant tones from the shells, and you get all the woofy stuff and everything like that. And it was cool. You had to finesse it a little bit. It kind of worked. And then we got handed a demo piece of at the time, a very secretive microphone, don't talk about it. We actually did an A/B too.
Yeah, we had the three mics in. We had the plate mic, the ribbon, and then the new DPA. And we were just swapping between them and listening to combinations of what we could get out of each combination. And, you know, because the DPA is linear, you do have to shape it, but that's great because that's what you want. You want to be able to shape it and have control and not be dictated to on the voicing of the mic.
Yeah.
So I think for this drum it's fantastic, but I think it'll translate across multiple drum kits because that's what you hate. You know, someone goes, oh, I have to use a D6 in this kick drum, or I have to use a 52, but because of their voicing.
Exactly, it's voicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you go, well, I don't want to be dictated to by the microphone of what tonality I'm trying to create, or just capture the normal, natural sound of the kick drum.
So.
And it can handle the SPL, no problem whatsoever. We've pretty much maintained our normal placement, but you know, we'll probably experiment as we go along and get more comfortable with it. But I think so far it's mind-blowing.
I think the overall design of this is, again, that famous line of optimize or compromise. The compromise for us is we have a very loud stage. So designing everything around that very loud stage is huge. The PA, we're using a fully blown cardioid PA, so it keeps some of the noise off the stage, so it's more clarity up here.
On all the toms and under the cymbals. Yeah, it's just 4099s, just normal SPL versions, not the high SPL, because again, we under mic the cymbals because of the spill from the wedges and all that kind of stuff, so we get a lot more isolation, and we
get a better stereo image too.
Yeah, you can control the stereo image more. We tried to go back to normal overheads, but the spill was unusable basically, so there'd be no point. We're using the 4011 on the snare top and bottom of snare 1, snare 2's top as well, hi-hat, and that's it, I think. Yeah.
The previous mics we had, it goes back to that optimize or compromise. They were great microphones as far as rejection. That's why we picked them. They had a great rear end rejection off the microphone, so we can actually mic close and do all that other stuff. But you did have to shape them. You did have to do some more finessing to get the tonality that you want.
It came at the cost of transient,
Yes.
I felt.
Yeah.
You know,
you lose a lot of that.
Yeah. The transient loss for me was difficult to deal with, but with the DPAs and their off-axis rejection, you still get the transient attack that you love, but without having to manage it too hard. They're great.
Previous stuff, I was very anti-condenser on stage because of the loud stage and that giant orb. So we were heavily dynamic, and then switched.
I really wanted to clean up a lot of the stage mics and infrastructure that we had up here. So, you know, I've used the DPA core stuff on lots of other acts and thought that, you know, this would be the greatest solution for Ronnie's kit because it is so micro. We don't have to have the tree of, you know, mic stands and stuff everywhere. It's neatened everything up and it sounds amazing.
So having backing vocals with a stage averaging probably I think you're sitting at 106.
Out there.
Yeah, at front of house, which I'm typically about 75 feet off of front of house, I'm at 96A with the PA off, with just the wedges. It's loud. So that's the biggest, trying to unmess that whole thing it's a whole different thing.
It's amazing, you just have to, it's simple to prove the rejection from a de facto. You just talk on access and then you turn it 90 degrees and you go, okay.
That makes sense.
And then you go 180 off the back of it, and there's nothing, and you get closer and closer and closer, and then you go into the back of the mic, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
So for this, it tightened everything up. There's no bleed, and it's great.
Yeah. I'm a believer.